There's
Hi,
a
everybody.
sounds like an airplane or a
Yeah, no,
jackhammer or
there's a lot of road work. Yeah,
the Clipbuster 3000 going on.
yeah. The Ass Blaster 9 billion is making its way up my wife's IT band right now. But hey, welcome. It's another show we're doing. We tried another service. I kind of like the service, but it wasn't pushing live the way we wanted to, so we're just going to go live here. Right now, it's I got a 10 internets, so we're going to roll with it. Welcome to another show of OK Terrific. And the song is like this: Daryl and Chris do something, and Ortez has a bush light, which he doesn't really like bush light, and Jerry and Toke's on shit, and whatever the fuck, and my wife is doing something with electronic devices. .gov.
That's not electronic. That is electric. That is 240 right there.
It's electric. Bum, 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 bum.
No,
but yeah, no, it's not.
It's a completely different electricity thing. You're gonna see the lights dim. Are you in a virtual background?
No, this
is that like
real
a picture on the wall?
Yeah, it is.
Is that like an old microphone or some shit?
Yeah, we're in some.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
it's
don't pan over too far. Don't pan over too far.
No.
Go on the Facebook channel. We're never coming out if that happens.
And here's the thing: she borrowed it from a friend, so she better defish that fucking thing. Every time I lend that to Tanya, it smells like she dumped it into a lake.
A fucking goddamn belt sander.
Now I'm in Memphis now. I'm a world traveler, Daryl. I don't know if you know this. I'm internationally known, infamous as we like to call it. Go ahead, Daryl. Yep. Go ahead.
I wouldn't exactly call what you've been doing around the world.
No, I'm pro US.
You've been dancing around the country?
Yes.
Impossible. World traveler? No.
Yeah, it's a
lot. A couple days in Vegas, huh?
Yeah. And you know what? When we were there 6 years ago, we were okay, fucking literal fucking asshole. When we were there wasn't a lot of like the place we were at didn't have a lot of hookers, right? Because we were in a very less.
They were there. We weren't there long enough to really pay much attention to them. We had one thing on our mind: to smash as much booze in our face as cheaply and fastly as possible. But we were up the strip at the Strat now, as they call it.
Without naming names, do you know anybody that's your friend that has ever gotten a hooker before?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might know the same person you're thinking of or that you know of, but like I don't know of anyone that's ever gotten a hooker before, right? So like it's not even in my universe. I've been around a hooker one time in Vegas, and the girl came up to me and my friend, and she said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just going back to the room." She's like, "Oh, I'll go with you," and I'm like,
"Sweet."
At the time, my friend was single. I'm like, "Cool, you guys go ahead," and she goes, "Okay, cool. So it's $500 for me to come to the room, and then we negotiate stuff after the fact." And my friend's like, "But you're not attractive." And she goes, "Well, someone needs to buy these shoes." And he goes, "Well, it's not going to be me," which is a good move. That's the only time. And you see the escort stuff in Vegas, like the guys going, the flippy cards or whatever back in the day.
Yeah.
Dude.
Do you still have them?
No. So this time I'm on the. No, they were not there. COVID killed all those guys. So this time I'm on the strip. I'm on the actual strip. And dude, it's like, and I know prostitution's legal there.
It's not. It's absolutely not.
Oh.
That is one of the biggest misconceptions about Vegas. It's not legal. Yeah.
They act like it's fucking legal. They are like.
They do.
Dude, so I forgot to tell you to remind me the thing that I told you so we can talk.
Can you see the chat?
Yes, client hookers. Yeah.
So that's the thing that you told me to. I just went and looked. I was supposed to remind you of those two words.
Yes, but that's an off. That's an off mic. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk on a phone next week. Okay.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So I had no idea that if you're at the Venetian or if you're at Caesars, if you're at some of the better places, that it gets pretty hookery. I had no idea. So one of the, it, I'll gloss over a couple days. One of the days I'm walking in there, I'm by myself, and there's this old guy. He's got a shaved head, still pretty muscular guy. He's probably 55, maybe 60, but like probably still works out every day. Probably, pretty intensive guy.
Right. Well, yeah.
So it's glass doors. First glass doors you walk in, you're in the sub lobby, and then you walk through and you're in the main lobby, right? So like the little holding area, and I see the outline of what I believe to be the most attractive woman I've ever seen in my life, right? From legs to back of head. You see someone so attractive, you're like, I know her face is going to be pretty. There's no way.
Walks in front of the light, and you just see the.
Yeah, no shit. But like, there's no way that if there is a God, he would paint such a beautiful picture and put a shitty face on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I push my way through the door, and I'm 2 glass doors away. So I'm probably 12 feet away from these 2 people, right? He's got his hand up against the one door, and he's talking to her, right? So almost like aggressive if it was a club type situation where you'd be like, I wonder if that girl's going to be okay. But this is in a main lobby, and he's going 1,500, and she goes 2,500. He goes 1,550. She goes 2,500. And as I'm hearing this dialogue, I turn and I look, and this is unequivocally one of the most attractive women I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you could, like, what's the thing? If you could collage a woman together, right? Top of head to fucking feet. Baskin Robbins delicious, right? So
salty. Yeah,
like so. But it was so. I'd never been around. Like, I've never had to negotiate for sex other than like say I love you, lie about it, But like than that, it's just been, I like you, you like me. We should go out. We should get that kind of shit. I've never been like, I could never buy sex. I know I could never do that.
My first trip to Vegas was 2006, 7, and we were staying at the Riviera, R.I.P. I think that got blown up in one of the Ocean's movies. And I saw Vegas, and fucking lights and shit, but all the waitresses at the Riviera were about as old as the carpet. So, what the fuck, They're all wearing these like one-piece bathing suits with like stockings and shit. And we're getting ready to like go out. So we throw in a few bucks in the slot machines. We're kind of waiting for everybody to get together. We want to have a couple drinks, and we're sitting at the bar getting drinks, and these gorgeous women walk up and start talking. Me and Charlie are like, "What up?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I guess we look good." And Hobbs leans over and goes, "Dude, they're whores." Like, what? Dude, no way. He goes,
"No." So, dare I interject real quick? To me,
I'm like, I don't think so.
An ugly woman that sells her body is a whore. A pretty woman that sells her body is a hooker. A hot woman that sells her body is a call girl.
Words. They're all the fucking same.
Sure.
And I go, no way. And then he goes, watch this. And he throws out a number, and she's like, hey, let's talk over here. And he goes, I'm not interested. I just wanted to let my friends know who are fucking oblivious to the fact that you are a prostitute. And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, can we just get it? And the bartender's laughing his fucking ass off. I'm like,
is that a form of cock blocking?
No.
Okay.
Because first off, neither one of us had the money for this.
Sure.
And 2, any money that we did have was literally labeled for gambling and alcohol. There was no, we're not paying for pussy.
I can't see, like, I know how hard it is to make $1,500. You know how hard it is to make $1,500 fucking dollars, right? You imagine to pay someone $1,500 to have
disposable income.
to have it can't be great sex.
Dude, who knows? Dude, maybe that dude lays the wood.
Yeah, but that's on the guy. But that's on the guy.
Faking everything.
Yeah,
you have to wear a condom.
So I would Mark Cuban that in a second, and for that reason, I'm out. I'm just out. I can't do it.
Nope, I have no interest in it.
But like, I've never seen I've seen 1,000. I've seen 10,000 negotiations in my life. I've never seen it was like they were bartering over a fucking car. But the car was
sticker price. Sticker price.
He goes, I've checked it up and down. It's leaking oil. I'm willing to pay $50. She goes, worth $2,500. And he goes, $1,575. She goes, $2,500. And dude, I've never paid for sex, never will pay for sex, but I could see why. Yes, every man has paid for sex, but I could see why that values herself so high. To me, if the going market is $2,500 for a standard hooker, hooker call girl, I could see why that girl should be in the top echelon. And I agree 100%. She's not worth $1,550. She's definitely worth what she's definitely.
Dude, she is making bottom of the barrel $1,500 an hour.
Yeah.
Multiply that times 8. That's 12 G's at the bottom end a night.
Let me ask you this question.
$12,000 a night. And the fuck, they're not paying taxes on this.
No. Straight cash, homie.
Probably a night.
Yeah. So it was just, I've
been blasted.
I've been in a lot of situations where I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe what I'm seeing. But that was one of the ones where I was like, I feel remarkably uncomfortable, dude, around this. So, and I was around it for 19 seconds, but yeah, Vegas was good. I had a weird experience last night. So I did the Hyperloop in Vegas.
So so what's the deal with that? Because I remember when Musk built it, and I saw videos of people driving through it. It looked cool as fuck. So you're telling me that you could only drive an EV car in it? No gas cars?
No. Check this out. So they have terminals. Okay. You go down an escalator, and there's concierge people there. Good word. And you ask them to go because it's kind of limited at this. It's only it's 2 years old, right?
Yeah. If that.
So it's like. So you walk into the concierge and they go, where do you want to go? And I said, hey, I'm at Planet Hollywood. I want to go as close to Planet Hollywood. I want to get as close to Planet Hollywood.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah. I want to get as close to Planet Hollywood as I can get, right? And he goes, well, the closest I can get.
It's so hard for you to say.
Planet Hollywood. I'm tech couple. I want to get as close to Planet Hollywood as possible. And so he goes, well, I can get you to Resort World or something like that, which is on the Strip. And I'm way over by the convention center. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, how's this work? He goes, okay, so it's $5 per person, and you can use this thing as much as you want. So I'm like, cool, because I was paying.
Looks like a Subway.
Yeah, but I paid $37 for an Uber from Planet Hollywood specifically to this place. So well worth it, right? Just to even get close. But I'd already walked 19 fucking miles that day, so I was kind of over walking. But so I scan the thing, I pay the thing or whatever, and I get my little QR code. He scans it, and a Tesla car pulls up. The door opens. You get in the front seat or back seat, whatever you want. It's like underground Uber, but it's $5. And this lady drives you in a Tesla through the thing. Now they're gonna have it's set up to where it's gonna be autonomous cars eventually. And they're going to set up where every casino has a terminal within walking distance of that casino. So you basically say, I'm going in this area, and they go, great, it's $5. And it's a it's a $5 day pass.
It's not $5 one way, $5 back. It's $5 just all day.
You could just go, it's so fun, I'm going to do it again. and go right back to the spot, and you're $5 all day. So
it's
worth
cheaper.
it.
It's probably as cheap as the Deuce, the bus.
100%. And and they have that
and you don't have to deal with
fucking
thing. Yeah. You don't have to deal with homeless, sneaky people.
100%. Yeah. So
can normal people just drive through it?
No, you can't. No. So right now it's
literally like it's an underground Tesla shuttle service.
It's a Tesla subway underground.
Okay. At first I thought you could just drive into it and go, but then as you made a mention that it was like EV only, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Well, so in California, he's making the same thing, but you drive your car down there, and it kind of loads it into a dock. Basically, your car gets loaded into a roller coaster, and so your car's locked in on the roller coaster, and you just exactly, and it just fucking takes you. But you can get however many miles. You have to deal with fucking traffic, road rage, nothing, because you just fucking go on down the fucking thing. It is fucking awesome.
So the person that took you, did they use the hands off steering wheel and just let the car fucking weave its way through?
No, but here's the thing. Here's what's really fucked up. You're wearing that fucking pink, you bitch. She doesn't like that pink shirt. So hang on.
So much distraction.
Yeah.
You need your mirrored sunglasses right now. I mean, just because they look better.
Oh, babe. Okay. So, you would think that you're driving underground in a tunnel. You'd think maybe we're going 8 miles an hour. This bitch was punching it, dude. We hit 44 miles an hour on a straightaway.
Dude, there's not much of a straightaway.
And you saw the video. It's this. It's nothing. It's nothing. So that was fucking
like a fucking MRI tube.
It was so cool. So,
all right, interesting.
But so I get dumped off at near Resort World, which I don't even know if you've ever been there. It makes no sense.
It's new since we've been there.
Yeah, so it's not a bad spot. It's more like a indoor mall. I wish they had more little bars and stuff like that, but they didn't. So I thought, well, I'll just get to Resort World. Instead of paying $40 for an Uber, I'll pay $10 for an Uber, get back to Planet Hollywood, right? So I call an Uber. And I'm sure anyone that's ever gotten an Uber before has had this experience where they go, it says Uber here, because you pinpoint where you're going to get picked up on the map, and then it says your Uber has arrived. And I'm in the place to get picked up, and no cars are there. So I get a call from the guy, and I go, hey, I don't see you. Flash your lights or something. Maybe you're under the awning, but I'm over here, whatever. And he goes, and he's Pakistani or something, right? And it always starts out good. My friend, I'm here. I'm flashing my lights. I'm like, oh, I don't see you. He's like, but I'm here. I'm like, okay, but where your here is, not where I here is, right? So then he goes, well, walk up a little bit. I'm like, walk up from where? Like, where are you? Can you turn that on? It's fucking up my fucking... Yeah, there you go. It's good. Thank you. Preach. So he goes, I'm like, walk up from where? And he goes, well, walk towards the building. I'm like, okay, I'm walking towards the building. So I'm walking towards the fucking building. I'm like, I don't see you. He goes, but I'm right here. I'm like, okay, is your fucking car invisible? Or like, what are we doing? Because I've been walking off. Yeah, I've been walking all fucking day. I'm like, I'm exactly where the fucking app said I should be. And you're not here. So let me ask you a question, man. He goes, okay, go ahead. And I go, is there another place, because you're an Uber driver, that I should be? Maybe I need to walk to the other side of the casino. Maybe I need to go through the building.
Yeah, rideshare's different there someplace.
Sure. And he goes, no, I'm here. And I go, but where you are and where I am are not the same thing, So then he starts screaming at me. Yeah, he's like, but I'm where I am. How are you not here where I am? I'm like, I was like, it was like talking to my wife. I'm like, why are you mad at me? Well, let's try to solve the problem, Daddy. So eventually I go, well, listen to me, just cancel the ride. He goes, well, it's going to charge you $10 to cancel the ride. And I'm like, listen, just cancel the ride. It's all good. Just cancel it. And I didn't cancel the ride. So I had to walk 2 miles to another casino. And after a certain period of time, Uber just fucking 86 is the fucking ride, and you still get charged $10. So I paid Uber $10 to walk 2 miles to go get another Uber. Which is a great business model.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. My Uber rating went down, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because when we were in Ann Arbor requesting rides, and they kept canceling because it was a time limit. Or I canceled 2 of them. I said, I can't wait an extra 45 minutes. You're like, we're going to connect you with a driver in 6 minutes. 6 minutes goes by. You start the clock again. I'm like, I don't want to wait. Thank God Aubrey, we don't understand this to this day, how she had Lyft on her phone. Kristen attached a credit card. We got a fucking Lyft driver in 10 minutes. The ride was expensive as fuck, but so my rating's at 498 right now.
So I walked to the other casino, and it is the Venetian or something with an E. That's really expensive, like whatever. I forget what it was called. And my phone goes, hey, I'm at 10%. So I had 10% battery left, right? So I'm in line, and there's a line for taxi cabs. So you can get a taxi cab too. And those are kind of flat rate.
That's a good thing is if your phone were to die, you could just go up to the guy and say, hey, I need a taxi.
Yeah, but I got to meet people for like dinner and shit like that too. So like, and this line is backed the fuck up. So I go on Uber again, and the same thing happened to me. I call the Uber. I make sure it's there, sure the pinpoint's right, go to the valet. Is Uber pick up here? He goes, yes, Uber does pick up here. I'm like, great. I call the Uber, and I'm watching. It gets accepted, and I watch the little car. It kind of sits around on the fucking app, and then all of a sudden, the car vanishes, and Uber goes, finding you another driver. And then another one pops up 4 minutes away. Great, I can wait 4 minutes. My phone's like, I maybe have. My phone's like, Chris. I'm like, yes, phone. I maybe have 4 minutes left. Tanya, are you fucking serious? So, okay. Jesus Christ. Like, you never stress like that at home. So, okay, this is why other men want to run with you all the time. So, it does this shit like multiple fucking times, right? It's like, yeah, cool. Uber gone. Another Uber, 10 minutes away. Great. My phone's like, I don't have that kind of time. And I'm like, hold on. I'm closing on things. I'm turning everything off. I'm like deleting apps. I'm doing whatever, right? Just like,
battery save mode, engage.
Yeah. I'm like, please stay warm. So finally, one kicks in, and the guy comes down the street, and he comes a little bit further than the other cars that would have dumped out, right? And the second that my phone turns off, like it dies from battery, I see a black Mercedes SUV pull up, and I'm like, holy shit. So I ran up to the guy. I'm like, my phone's dead. I am Chris. I'll show you my ID. I'll show you my dick. What the fuck ever. Just get me in the fucking car. And he, man, just get in. So it was just, it shouldn't be that hard.
Do you have a phone charger?
He did. He hooked me up with a phone charger too. Yes,
they always do, man. It's great.
Yeah. It was just like, I've never, and again, there's 1,000 other ways to get back to the place where I'm supposed to be. But like when you're crunched for time, and also walking from where I was, because I wanted to ride this fucking Hyperloop thing. I could have just taken an Uber for $35 and gotten back to the hotel and been totally fine, taken a nap, fucking got off my feet for a minute. But I wanted to ride the fucking thing. I think down the road when the Hyperloop is all set up, it's going to be fucking awesome. And the whole thing is
you were there during right after F1. so they were taking down all the shit, and everything's still fucked.
Yeah, the roads were opened up, but also the highway. I had to go meet a client of mine. We couldn't take the highway, and I've never been like I've gone from the airport to the Strip or airport to you, to where we were. I've never been like outside of Vegas.
Oh yeah,
dude. And we couldn't take the highway because like some dude killed 2 police officers at 3 a.m. in the morning, whatever, the night before.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other fucking story. But we had to take back roads and shit. Dude, it was like going through shanty towns. When you go to Mexico or you've been to Aruba before, you go from the airport to the resort and you're like, first of all, it'd be awesome to live here. Second of all, how do people live here? That's kind of the thing you say to yourself, right? It's just, it's like tarps and fucking scaffolding, and that's someone's house, 18 minutes out of Vegas, that's what it's like. Part of me is a little mad in my youth. I didn't just go try to do it, like live in a fucking trailer, work at a casino, smash housewives.
Okay, 20 years.
Yeah, but it was weird. The worst experience. So when I'm trying to figure out where the fucking asshole Uber driver is, I had this weird experience because I'm by myself on this like darkened street. Darkened mean no lights. Wink, wink. And I'm walking. Okay. And I walk kind of hard. I got a little clumpy feet, I kind of bounce when I walk.
Yeah, heavy feet.
And I hear feet behind me. I'm not really flexible, so I turn. I don't see anyone. Turn, don't see anyone. Keep walking. I'm clop, 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 clop. And I hear... And I'm like, what the fuck?
Fuck, please let it be a clown in the sewer.
It happens 3 or 4 fucking times, dude. And I'm like, it's getting to the point where I'm going to be walking maybe a half a mile between one good building with people and the next kind of okay casino place. So like, you want to make sure you got all your bearings, right? You want to make sure you're protected, because there's a lot of sketchy people out there. So I finally just stop and turn around, and it's a midget. There's a midget fucking behind me. And not like a proportionate midget. It was like his head was as big as his body. And I'm like,
speaking of midgets, I was talking to a guy today about like dive bars in the area, and we were talking about neighbors. And I'm like, that motherfucker Peter, that short little motherfucker. He's like, dude, you ever see his girlfriend? We're like, yeah, one night we did. Couldn't believe that's his girlfriend, but it was. I said, that fucker hustled that Golden Team one night.
Yeah.
Fierce.
Yeah, you have.
But so we talked about midget. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were there, we stayed at the Strat, which is at the very far end of the Strip, which is teetering on Sketchyville.
It is. Yeah.
It's like you really don't want to be out there walking around after dark.
No. And that's how I felt. Like I knew where I had to go, and I was still kind of in the okay area, but like there was a good space in between, Like, and I'm like, ugh, part of me is like, do I just run this half mile and get to where there's lights? And then every time I stepped, I heard. I'm like, okay, one step, one step. And I'm like, who's?
He's just here to just brushes by your leg.
Dude, he was underneath my legs. Yeah. Dude, he was underneath my legs. Like his big Rocky Dennis fucking head was just fucking, just hanging out. It was so fucking strange.
It was funny when you sent me that fucking video, and I was like, wow, meth is bad for you. And you pan across and go to Dino's, and I'm like, meth is still bad for you, but I'm so jealous you were there. And I'm like, that's kind of not a place I want to be at night, though.
Yeah, so I got an Uber for me and one of my customers, and we get to Dino's, and I step out of this car, and I see this lady so high on meth that she's walking like perpendicular to the ground. Like, like the I think meth gives you the best balance of all time. There's no way that she wasn't fucking falling over.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Dino's at nighttime is exactly how you would expect Dino's at nighttime to be.
Yeah.
It was like walking into a vampire bar. They have Busch Light on tap. I had 2 Busch Light pints, and then I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. And we went. But it was cool to see.
Let's go to this place. It's the greatest place ever. And you walk in there, and it's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. And you're like, this was a mistake.
Big
mistake. Go back tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Well, so the dude wanted to play pool. And there's a couple casinos that do have like billiard rooms and stuff like that too. But they're either taken or they're reserved. So we went to 2 different spots, and I'm like, I know of one place that has a pool table, but when we were there, the pool table didn't work. But that's 6 years ago. So you would think that they'd have it fixed. Guess what's not working at Dino's? The pool table.
And the bartenders.
6 years later.
They still have porn going on the TVs?
They had early 1900s porn on the TVs. It was great.
Yeah. Black and white.
Everyone, dude, and when we were in there, maybe because there was no one in there, you don't realize the cigarette smoke. But everybody in there was just smash eaters.
When we were there was only like 7 people in the place all day.
Maybe, yeah.
It was you and me and the 2 couples at the corner by the one that bought a huge bottle of champagne.
Yep.
And like a couple regulars. I mean, there was less than 10 people in there.
100%.
All day.
No, there was probably 30
if you walked
people
in there. Wow.
Yeah, there was like 30 people. Yeah. So we were where you and I were. We were at the farthest end from the door. The one spot that was open was kind of like midway between. Played
After
video
we
poker.
walked into the high top table.
Yeah,
you so bright outside.
Yeah, you go from fucking Las Vegas sun going, you're not gonna see shit, bitch, to walking into a fucking bat cave. Yeah, it was fun. It was an adventure, and you know what? Like, it cost me $50 to get there from the casino, and I had 2 beers for free. I spent $40 on video poker, so whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it was a $90 trip, but at least I got to Dino's. You know?
Yeah,
it was good to see. It was like seeing an old friend. You know?
Yeah,
it was good.
And it's like I tell people about it, and I'm like, it's like going to Vinny's, but it's worse. But it's yet better because they have video poker at the bar. They're not pricks about gambling. $5 a minute, just keep going to get free drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even know that was a thing. That was starting to become a thing when we were there. So I remember we ran into it at our hotel. But then when we got to Dino's, we're like, what do we owe you? And
was that the hotel where you fell asleep?
No.
In a bar stool?
I fell asleep down the strip. But anyhow, she's like, no. You guys are good. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do we owe you? And nothing. You gambled enough. Your lights, whatever. And I'm like, we've been sitting here bullshitting with you and the other patrons, basically, and drinking like Miller Lights all day.
Yeah.
And we've each put maybe $100 in the machine. She's like, yeah, you're good. And that's when we left her like $60, $80, $100 for a tip because we're like, we owe you something.
I went to so I was there for a conference. So conferences have like different people will sponsor different parties.
Yeah.
So we went to some place, kind of run down, but it's still okay, still on the strip. And the party ends and everyone kind of disperses. And I was like, well, I'm not just going to go grab an Uber and, go back to my hotel and gamble, like whatever. So I find the bar in that area. Dude, the second I sit down, I put $20 in the machine, okay, at the bar at the hotel. And I go to the guy, like what me and you learned at Dino's. I go, well, let me know when I'm in the green because then I want bourbon. But right now I'll just buy a beer from you. He goes, oh, no, you want bourbon? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, I'll just do like like a double Woodford on the rocks. It's going to be like second drink of the day, other than drinking before I got on the plane. And he goes, "No, you're good." So, any other place in Vegas where you go buy a straight up like double bourbon, it is fucking insane money. Insane money. Insane. This was free. Now I ended up like playing video poker. I was up. I put 20 in, burnt that up to fucking shit. Put 50 in, and ended up walking out with $90 out of that one. So I had 3 bourbons. I had 3 double bourbons plus 20 bucks. You know.
And that's the thing is, if somebody does something like that, you throw them a 10 or a 20, and just be like, you know, hey. And now they kind of ignore the light, and they'll get you another drink.
The shitty part was that I was the only guy at the bar, and I just wanted to not talk to people because I'd been talking to people all fucking day. You know, like if you talk, the mental energy it takes to fucking do some shit is just like I was exhausted. And I really did nothing. I woke up, drove, got to the airport, met some dude at the airport that used to live in North Carolina. I talked to him forever. We had a bunch of beers. We got on the plane, got to Vegas, got to the thing, got to the fucking hotel. It was just like 1,000 things, right? And but that guy wanted to talk to me nonstop. I wish that they had a little button that said, you know, like in the Uber now, when you order Uber, it goes, do you like conversation or do you not like conversation? Babe.
What?
Who are you taking pictures for?
I'm not taking
I'm going through your phone.
I'm stretching my arm.
Uh-huh.
I always stretch my arm.
Uh-huh.
Hang on. I'm getting it text.
She's doing a fucking photo shoot.
Is this a good picture?
Whoa.
Yeah, you look great.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. She said it to you? Good. At least it's to you. At least I know.
I think my heater's
Beeping.
I think I'm out of propane. It's making some mad noises.
Want to get into topics real quick?
What do you mean? 37 minutes later, you want to talk about something? I mean, yeah.
Well, you know, I'm a world traveler. But you know, since I've been traveling, it seems that media darling Matt Rife had a special, and in the special he talks about, and to me it wasn't even a good joke. I know everyone likes Matt Rife. I think that he is amazing at crowd work, and like we've said 1,000 times on this podcast, I think sooner or later he's going to develop a good act. I think he's getting pushed. He's kind of like a really good UFC fighter that gets like a title shot 3 fights in.
Yeah.
He doesn't have.
I don't know if that joke was meant to land big time. That joke is something.
It's kind of the gateway drug to the rest of the performance.
Yeah, it was too. It was something.
And I have not watched The Hour, so I'll tell you. I'll watch The Hour.
I haven't either, but I
think.
Yeah, I think that was a joke, or honestly, just straight up conversation that any of us would have had.
Sure.
I mean, if we were in the same situation, either you or I legit was making that same comment.
Well, so I got fired for something similar. So I was selling copy machines a long time ago.
Go ahead. And I'm going to open my headphones so I can hear this and shut this propane thing off before I explode.
Sure. Well, don't do that, but go ahead. So I'm selling copy machines, and I'm in this room with my manager, and we're going over all the deals that I have, which was not a lot because I was a very lazy worker back then. And even now. And this girl comes in, and she needs to talk to the manager, and she goes, hey, I need to make sure that this color copier delivered to the battered women's clinic by Friday. And it's like Wednesday or some shit. And not missing a beat, I say, well, realistically, all you need is black and blue. Killer joke. All you need is black and blue. Battered women's clinic. It's a killer joke. I'll take that all day. So, so I don't know if you heard. So this lady comes in and goes, I need my color copier sale to get to the battered women's clinic that bought the color copier by Friday. It's Wednesday. And I said, well, realistically, all they need is black and blue. Fantastic joke. Fantastic joke. And I got fired 2 days later.
Rightfully so, but
I was not doing stand-up comedy. You can't. So to me and to us, I think if you fish for the joke is paramount. Like trying to make something funny that's not funny is the sole goal of any comedian, right? You find, because anybody can go, well, I've been to the airport. If you want to go back to fucking 1980s comedy and have everyone in like Paula Poundstone dressed like a fucking Fred Flintstone, go do that. I'd rather the people that we deem as comedians now, their job is to find the funny in things that are inherently not funny, and to walk you down a path to places where you would have said, well, that's kind of fucked up. That's where comedians live. That's where their brains are all the time. Their job is to dissect every possible human interaction and make it funny or make it miserable, or in a lot of cases,
somebody's going to be uncomfortable.
And so he gets a lot of pushback because everyone knows this guy from TikTok and they think he's a sweet boy that gets hot moms in the audience, but he's trying to be.
She was stupid hot.
Stupid hot.
He better have smashed that mom.
Does even hotter.
Yeah.
But so he gets some backlash. So somebody.
I love what he did next.
Yes. So somebody on his trajectory would go, you know what?
I'm sorry.
Maybe put out a statement. Maybe go through a publicist. Maybe have them write up all their shit. You know, I take battered women really seriously, whatever. No, what does he do?
Make a donation.
He puts up a heartfelt apology and posts a link to his actual apology, and it's a place to go get helmets because you're mentally disabled. Which is like that's some movie level shit on how someone loses a career. And he instantly, I think with comedians in the know, were like, what the fuck? Like, good for him. Like,
and that's the way it is. And I've seen it within the last year. And I think maybe you and I talked about this. I think people are fed up with pandering to others' feelings. Your triggers aren't my fucking problem. I'm sorry you feel that certain way. I'm not going to tiptoe around it. I'm done. I don't give a fuck how many people's feelings I have to hurt. If I say something that hurts your feelings, man, guess what? I really don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and spend time trying to figure out what pronoun you are today, what name you don't want to hear. That's not my fucking problem. That's your fucking problem.
Yeah.
And when Matt Rife come out with that, I mean, a lot of people were like, kids will flash. Man, I'm like, motherfucker's been around for 10 years. His fucking mentor was Ralphie May. I mean,
but if you
he's doing great, and this was just the biggest fuck you to all those people, all those insensitive cunts that are out there that are offended by everything. That fucking link, he's like, hey, man, I'm so sorry, and here's my link to my public apology, and you fucking click the link, and it goes to fucking retard helmets. What an absolute double middle finger. Here's my asshole. Come suck my dick moment I've ever seen. And it made me love the dude even more. London's I don't find him funny. I think he's fucking hilarious.
I mean,
he's a good-looking cat, too. Good for him.
But here's the deal. Like, you can't... you could be... I think you could be good at comedy by being spur of the moment and, like the crowd work type shit. But a good comedian is someone that puts together specials that are evergreen. Like they're funny forever. Not funny in the moment, funny forever, right? Go listen to Bill Cosby's old shit while I was raping chicks, allegedly. Go to Richard Pryor. Yeah, Eddie,
Pryor.
yeah, all that stuff, right? And Eddie
Sam
Murphy was like,
Kinison.
yeah. So I don't know
Can
if
you
he's a
imagine
good
if Sam
comedian
Kinison was
yet.
around today?
No, because he wouldn't be.
Huh?
He would be canceled before he even had a chance to get a following. Patrice O'Neal too. Like Patrice O'Neal, like Elephant in the Room is probably one of the greatest specials of all time that came out. I think after he fucking died, but like
Yeah, just after he died. Yeah.
but like, so I don't know if he's the best. I don't know if Matt Rife is ever going to be a great comedian. I don't know if he's going to do like an hour special a year or an hour every 2 years, but that dude also has $30 million in the bank.
Yeah, he's
Good
in
for
his
him.
early 20s.
And heaven forbid, like all these people want to have like everyone loves a redemption story, right? So like everyone loves when this fat waitress or fat actress loses all the weight. So but here's the deal: they love her when she's fat. Like so, everyone loves Adele when she's kind of chunky, right?
She sucks.
And
God,
she's talented as fuck,
Mm,
but
debatable.
she's kind of fat. So all the fat chicks kind of love her because they can see herself. And then
fat Amy chick from Pitch Perfect. She's fat Amy.
Then she loses the weight. And then there's a backlash on people losing the weight. It's like, you can't fucking win, man. You can't win.
No.
And so in this situation,
I think it's turning around right now.
In this situation where you can't win, he doubled down on not winning. He's like, not only am I going to not win, I can get way worse than that. I feel like
he's legit like
I feel bad for the shit he's going to go through.
This motherfucker.
Dude, but he was like 2 days later after that, he was on a podcast with Jordan Peterson that I sent you. And Jordan Peterson's like, okay, so you did this, and then you came on my podcast thinking that you're going to get better when everyone hates Jordan Peterson too. Like, so it's like he's tripling down on it. And I think what he's doing is he's burning all the fake shit down, and he's going to have a solid foundation, and he's going to build on top of that. It's probably the only way that Matt Rife doing this right now is probably the only way that he can be a comedian in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because
and that's if he wants to be there in 10 years.
Sure. Yeah. Now,
but I mean, if you're going to a comedy show and you get offended, that's on you. What the fuck do you expect when you walk in those places? I mean, I'd love to go see Matt Rife. I'd love to sit up front and laugh at everybody else. I would say something stupid and he would fucking just break me apart. And guess what I would do? Fucking laugh, and I'd
laugh about it.
Fucking dap him up afterwards. Bro, and the thing is, it's not personal. This is his job. It's comedy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Look at the shit we say to each other and our friends. Most people, if they heard that, would, yes, absolutely. But half that shit would put somebody in an institution.
Yeah.
And we just sit here and fucking laugh, water off the duck's back. How do I make that worse for them? How do I top that? And that's the way we go.
I mean, I said today, you know, and I mean this in all sincerity, you're a phenomenal piece of shit. So, you know, most people give a compliment sandwich. Ours is, there's no compliment. It's just a sandwich of fucking hate, you know?
It's a shit sandwich. That's all it is.
So, but that's how you know you have a good friend, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't, if I was Matt Rife, I'd feel nervous for what his career is right now. And you know, he was probably getting movie offers. They're probably going to pull some of those things too. But like, maybe he's a truist. Maybe he's just going to be a fucking.
You just don't fucking care.
That's what it's going to be.
I'm going to ride this thing out. When it's over, it's over. You know, fuck it. Maybe that's where he's going to go with this. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to see Kreischer next week.
That's awesome. It's going to be fun.
Whatever the new shit he's got going on.
That guy has been on tour more than probably anybody ever. Like, that guy deserves. And, you know, when we saw him, like, I think he was the third best comic on there when we saw him.
Dude,
Maybe
couple of
some.
guys. The one dude that opened him was the funniest motherfucker. I wish I could remember his name. That dude was absolutely hilarious.
Amazing. Yeah. But like Bert's shows, most comedians pay attention to the performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, Matt Rife is in a weird spot. But to he didn't even double down. He fucking
he tripled. Quadrupled right now.
So funny.
And I love it. I'm happy for him. The more the better. And I think what he did was a testament to what I said earlier. People are tired of pandering to people's feelings. We're done.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
And I think so many people are so fed up with it. I'm like, at this point, I just don't care. And I'm like, oh, excuse me, ma'am. Oh, I identify as a male. Fuck yourself. You have tits and a vagina. I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
don't care.
I went and picked up my my pass for the event I was going to, and it was like a media pass, and it was like name, and then pronouns, and it said like he, him, her, he, him, his. And I'm like, why do we have to have this? Like no one asked me if that should be on there. Like so, like I could say I wish it was like a. If they said, hey, we need your name, we need whatever, and then we need your pronouns, and the pronoun option was like none, I would have said I would just keep it blank. But no, there was assumed pronouns. So you can't assume someone's gender, but someone can assume my pronouns.
Yeah. See how
weird how that works.
I just don't care.
It's so strange.
I mean, you sit there and now we're watching these videos. I don't know. I sent it to you. Somebody sent it to me of the misgendered. That was an absolute female, 100%. That got caught driving down the wrong way on a fucking road, when she was drunk or high or whatever, and then the officer called her by her name given name that's on her license, and she said that offends her. And he's like, and he tried to make every sort of meant for her to make her feel comfortable, and he tried. And every time he would, make a mistake, ma'am, that's not right. You can't call me that now. And she starts fucking hyperventilating. I'm just like, taser this bitch right now.
Insane.
Please, just taser these people.
There's no winning in it. There's no winning at all.
What happened to mental institutions? Are we still putting people in them? Because we can fill those motherfuckers up right now.
And no, they're all decrepit, and cities are selling for $1. Like you can, you and I could go buy a mental institution for $1. That guy totally. And I think he still has. I think honestly, this is the only way, because you can be. Obviously, everybody was saying he's too cute. He's too pretty of a guy to be a comedian. He's just too pretty.
He's checking off all the boxes.
Yeah, so he's like,
dude, obviously works out. Funny as fuck. That dude just slays vagina.
Yeah. And then he goes, the only way for me to ditch the boy band shit is to not be a boy band. Well, here's how I'm going to do it. And I'm sure if there was no backlash with that front joke, like the first joke in the bit or in the special, I'm sure he wouldn't have fucking doubled down. But the second there's backlash, it's about fucking time that somebody fucking does that. It's the same shit that Elon Musk just did, where like he was getting interviewed and they were talking about how Disney is not gonna like do shit on X anymore. They're not gonna advertise it. And he goes, so I'm being blackmailed for advertising? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Like
Elon, I love you. If you ever come across this, I love you.
Twitter.
And I think you're awesome. Just reinstate my Twitter account because I don't want to have to go behind your back. And now I'm gonna feel like I'm a bad human for creating an email account that I'm never gonna check.
You are a bad human.
Yeah. And have to create a fake persona so I can get back on fucking Twitter and just be a normal human. I made one mistake. Allegedly.
Well,
allegedly.
You were banned on X. You were banned on Twitter. You weren't banned on X. So maybe
it was X. Yeah, it was in September.
You know,
And I read that tweet to somebody the other day, and they fucking were holding their stomach laughing. I'm like, see, it was quality. But
it happens.
Dude, Adam Malice got banned on Facebook 3 days for a picture that was back in 2021.
Yeah.
They just went
That's
back and
crazy.
found it, and they're like, you know what? That's child pornography. 3 days in a hole. He's like, what the fuck? I tried to fight it. He goes, they just said, nope, that's the way it is. I'm like, because there's no context. The board, whoever the independent board is they have, those people don't fucking exist. I don't give a fuck about your nice picture in your suit and all the degrees and all the bullshit you have. Those people aren't fucking real. They put that fucking name out there. They put all their degrees out there and say they're independent. Those fuckers are not real. It's run by bots. They do not comprehend context. And if they did, they'd be like, hey, man, we see you've been friends with this person for 15 years on Facebook.
Right.
Thank you for being friends that long. What did you mean? Hey, man, I'm just busting balls. We obviously have been friends for 15 years. This is my best friend. I'm just joking. Okay, hang on, man. Go back and look at it. All right. You know what? You're close to towing the line here. We're going to let this slide. Just be careful in the future. Cool. Yeah. Why don't you just put up a fucking firewall or some sort of bullshit that Twitter had before where, hey, man, that might hurt somebody's feelings. Are you sure? If you're sure and hit the button, the repercussions are now on you. Now you have the chance to say, you know what? Fuck, I'm going to change my wording. I'm going to back off a little bit of the harshness, tone it down, and I'm going to send it, and poof, it goes.
Yeah, sure.
Feelings hurt. Nobody gets banned. But they don't do that shit. They just love bringing the ban hammer so fast now.
But there's so many other people that say way worse shit.
Yo, I cannot comment on 90% of my Facebook memories.
No.
Everybody in that thread will get a jail sentence. Every one of them.
Yes. So I go through and start deleting, like, memory shit.
I don't. Let them come after me, but I'm like, I mean, there's been me and Michelle talking about throwing people in wood chippers.
Oh, yeah.
That was 10 years ago. That ain't flying.
The good old days.
Dude, I'm like, hey, Michelle, check this out. This was hilarious. Boop, 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 boop. You 7 people in jail. Some of you guys for 24 hours. Some of you guys for 2 days. I'm getting 30 days in the hole.
You want users. Back then, you want users. Now you want, like, compliers.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't
that
want
kind
to
of
comply.
It sucks. Do not comply. Want to bounce out here? This is we're at 58 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll get to.
I got time for one more. What time is it?
Aaron Rodgers, Blackface Kid.
We're going to touch on a lot of shit real fast.
And 20-year-old photography?
Yeah, photographer. That kid that was working with Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek scored a touchdown, and he ran over to him and grabbed his camera and did a backflip. You got suspended or fired from the NFL. He's like, no more. Tyreek's like, fuck you. I'm paying for him. I got him.
For him.
Yeah.
I'll take a piss break we can
hit us. Shit, I have half and one beer left.
Yeah, I got one beer left.
About 11, 15, and then I'm immediately going to run upstairs and take a NyQuil and try to sleep a few hours before I got to drive my daughter to Indianapolis.
Hope you don't walk into traffic. All right, cool. Be back in about 5 minutes. And keep looking at the chat.